Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to the Hoopla of Y'all show. I am your host, Shay Rippinger of Hip the Hoopla, www.hipthehoopla.com. And the Hoopla of Y'all show is a show with three different segments: health, humor, and hooping. And tonight's theme is buzz. Okay, that's a fun word to say. Speaking of fun things, funny thing happened today, which was I was listening to. Let's see here. My language CD going down the hill today to town. So there's a long drive there. So I get to, try and learn some languages. I was trying to listen to my Italian today and see how well I could do that and, relearn some of the things I do know in the back of my head, but I need to refresh my memory. Anyway, one of my favorite things with that is the R's. I should say it's a thing that I am very interested in being able to do is roll my R's. That's as good as I can get because there's this one fun word called francobole. Francobole. Anyway, it was really funny. So I was having this discussion once we got down the hill over lunch. I was asking my husband, "Can you roll your R's?" And he's like, "Yeah." And he's like, and he rolled his R's, and I was like, "Oh, that's sexy." So it was pretty funny. Okay, I did say that there's humor as part of the show, and I do would like to tell a little story of what how I come up with some of this stuff. So anyway, so I'm like, you have to do that some more. So I'm gonna have to get him to roll his R's. I don't know, say some. I'm like, how did you learn to roll your R's? And he's like, his mom speaks French, and I'm like, yeah, French doesn't really is not known for their rolling R's because that's just not a thing that the French do. But in the Latin languages, Hispanic, Mexican, all Spanish, all that kind of good stuff, Castilian, um, Portuguese, and Italian. They wow, I sound very Midwestern when I say Italian. At least I don't say Italian. Okay, I have friends of mine that said that. It's like we don't do that. Anyway, so uh, Buzz, the theme of the show for tonight is because my other theme that I was actually going to go with was already taken because I've already done it before. I've done two variations of it, so not two variations, but I've already hit on the combo of words. And so I want to be original and come up with new ideas and present new cool things to you. So hello and welcome. If you're joining us from wherever you are on the planet, type in to the comments where you are viewing from. Oh, I'm just going to throw my pens all over the place. Where are you viewing from? Are you in the U.S.? Are you in another country? Where are you viewing from? Anyway, so we're going to talk about the health, the humor, and the hooping. And tonight, stay tuned to the end because it's the third segment is hooping. We'll be doing multi-arm hooping. So I will be doing two hoops, yes, two hoops on one arm. Yes, both hoops will be on one arm. So we're going to go into some cool things on that. And that is a shout out to the Fab Over 40 Hoop Group on Facebook. So because this month they're focusing on multi-hoops as part of the challenge. And I was like, yeah, I like that. That's kind of fun. So I was just like, yeah, multi-hoops is not necessarily something I work on all the time. I'm more of a single hoop player, or I have been. That's been my groove lately and stuff like that. So anyway, if you want to stick around for some hula hooping, grab your hoops, plural. And even if you don't have hoops, grab just your imagination because we're going to do this anyway. So even if you don't have the actual hoops, you can actually do this. Hey Jennifer, how you doing? Oh, type in Florida. I know you're watching from Florida, Jen. So anyway. Hello, yes. So let's see here. Trying to engage with my audience and see if I can do it live as well. So because the Facebook algorithms push the videos out to Facebook, and I'm by the way, I'm broadcasting live on Facebook and on YouTube. And so if you're watching live, thank you so much for watching live. And if you're catching the replay, awesome, thank you for catching the replay. Still, tell me where you're watching from, and if you're enjoying this, questions, comments, different things like that. Keep the comments nice because, caring is sharing too. So, do share and post nice positive things. It doesn't mean that I can't take constructive criticism. Lord knows sometimes I need it. But anyway, but it's nice to have, I do try and put positivity out there. So let's try and keep it nice and clean and all that kind of good stuff. So, um, awesome. So yeah, Jennifer and I both just recently moved. So well, from Denver, Colorado. She's been all over the world and stuff like that. I have been all over the world, but not, when I say all over, I've been in two different trips, but for a few trips. But Shay makes amazing custom hoops. I love the one she made me. Oh, thank you, Jennifer. That's so nice. By the way, I am coming back out to Colorado, so I've got to slam on making some hoops to get them out to Things That Glow in Colorado. So I was in Colorado in one house for 25 years in Lakewood, Colorado, and I just moved with my husband to Boise up in the mountains in Boise, Idaho. So in the USA, and while I'm going to be able to pull out all of my hoop making equipment and make a complete mess this week. I have total permission to be able to do that, right? Because I need to bring some hoops to some fresh made custom Hips and Hoopla hoops next week to Things That Glow in Denver, Colorado. And I think the travel plans are we're going to be driving them out and we're still working on our travel plans. Anyway, so, but if you want me for a workshop in Denver next week, let me know. So, anyway, okay, so tonight's theme is buzz. And yes, so again, buzz has kind of like that rolling R's thing with with the rolling R's, you kind of with the R's, like basically like it seems like repetitive R's. Buzz is kind of like the same thing. So buzz with the Z's. Zzz. So, and we're going to do a laughter yoga exercises with that too. But I wanted to, with the buzz, with a little health tip, one of the things we like, I haven't had much buzz lately. My energy levels here have been very low, and I don't know if it was from months of moving and all that kind of stuff, and maybe my body's still getting acclimated. I don't know if my body feels like it's hibernating for winter. I'm not quite sure what the deal is, but I've been trying so many different things for energy. So and part of it is, sometimes you just have to get into your own like circadian, your own rhythm and your own what feels good to you. So like maybe during like first 2/3 of the day seem to be lack of energy, and then I kick into gear in the afternoon and then early evening and stuff like that, and then I'm like, yeah, I can work now. So for other people it's early in the morning. I used to be able to 7 o'clock I'd be up and going, and now I can barely like punch at 8 o'clock in the morning. But when I do get up, rather than hit the caffeine for some extra buzz, I'm not much of a coffee drinker. I do love tea, and I do try and do green tea, and that is a good, like if part of what you get your energetic buzz from is caffeine, that's one way to do it. For the health wise, my health tip of the day is if you can get it from other sources, that would be awesome. So for instance, if you can get it from B vitamins, so I have a couple examples that I just pulled, B vitamins, especially a B complex is really good, especially when you're under stress. And also when you're under stress, your body goes through a lot of B vitamins and C vitamins. So you want to boost your capability, your intake of your B's and C's. Now, of course, you can take it in a pill format. I'll try and put up a link for the B's and C's combos. But if you can get it through food, that's one of your best options. So one of the things I know when I'm lacking energy, I know from my body and having to have listened to my body at this point, I want to make sure that I'm paying attention as much as possible and doing something about it. So A, recognizing, and B, doing something when you recognize that you're kind of like veering off course. So for me, lowering my sugar intake, because although sugar will give you a good sugar rush for a very short amount of time, the downhill slope right after that sugar rush, that carbo, just dump is not fun. So if you can get your energy instead of like the carbs and the sugars and carbohydrates, that break down easily into sugars. And sometimes it's even in the vegetables. So, like for instance, potatoes, high in carbohydrates. Um, if you're going to, but sometimes making better choices can be a way of dealing with that. So instead of like, if you had a choice between, like potatoes are the option and that's what you get, white potato or sweet potato, I would go with the sweet potato because the sweet potato's got more fiber and more vibrancy. When you start going for your colored vegetables, your vegetables that have lots of colors, the deeper the colors, the brighter the colors that are natural, not, like pumped up with artificial stuff, and try and get your organics as much as possible. That will help boost your energy levels naturally. So if you can get natural food intake, that's really lovely. If you have to and boost it through supplements, that's great. You can definitely do that too. So, oh yeah, and Jennifer's in Florida. Yes, see, I know that. Yeah, and she's traveling to visit friends. I think she went and visited a baby friend or friend that had a baby recently. So yes, I'm gonna hit the yeah, like. So thank you so much for watching, joining in. So anyway, yeah, energy level. So try and get it through some natural foods. Try and get it through some veggies. Try and get it through the colorful veggies, and then also a couple of other things that you can try is ginseng and guarana. So I had a little energy blend over here. Can I grab it without knocking everything over? No, that's another super B complex. I did have a little energy blend. Oh, there it is. Okay, here it is. It says energy on it. So I'm covering up the brand. I will try and put some links to this. But what's a couple things in here are green tea, which I talked about earlier. So you can get that in an extract, or you can actually just do green tea. Try and go for the organic if you possibly can. When we know better, we do better. That's a great quote by Maya Angelou. And then, this does have caffeine in it, so it's not my go-to. This is not the first thing that I reach for, but it also has a little bit of ginseng, panax, ginseng, and guarana. So that's also another natural blend. I prefer going for some natural stuff if possible. I used to be a very, very heavy coffee drinker in college, and I actually had to wean myself off. I did wean myself off of that, and I ended up going over to some other blends with chicory root in there because I needed the, at first when you're kind of addicted to something, which, caffeine is an addiction, so sugar, so is a lot of things. So, I'm sure we all have something that we overindulge in, whether we want to or not. So sometimes it's mental, but sometimes it does go border into addiction because of what your body and brain craves. But anyway, yeah, I was addicted to the coffee, and I weaned myself off going with the chicory root. There's a wonderful thing called Ticino, and I have mentioned that before too. So that's a really lovely coffee drink if you're trying to get off coffee, or you can even mix that with tea. So I mix that with green tea. If I'm having kind of a rough start to the morning, I'll mix it with a black tea, but I'll try and mix it with green tea because I think that has a nice, calm flavor and stuff like that. But that Ticino, they have it in wonderful flavors and it's delicious and all natural. So that is quite lovely. All right, so on that buzz theme, I'm going to move it along and move over to a laughter yoga exercise. And this is a buzz. So laughter yoga, we're doing things to enhance our humor levels. Well, for me, I like to enhance the humor levels and I like to try and bring positivity to the world. But also, one of the great reasons why we want to do laughter yoga is to breathe. Take nice big breaths. You want to expand your lung capabilities, your lung oxygen, and all that kind of good stuff. So tonight, we're going to do, tonight, whenever you're watching, we're going to do a buzz laughter yoga exercise. So what we're going to do is you're going to literally, so we want to try and have a smile on the face. That's number one. And then we're going to just literally buzz with our mouth. So you're just going to buzz. And you'll have, so if you're like a 4-year-old and missing your 2 front teeth or whatever, not that I'm saying that you're a 4-year-old, I'm not saying you're a 4-year-old, but let's say if there was a 4-year-old watching going, I want to try this, and they're like, zzz, and they can't do it because you need your you need your tongue to touch the upper palate of your mouth to be able to do that. But maybe there's another creative way to do it. Anyway, so we're going to buzz and take some nice deep breaths in and release them out. And we're going to try and smile and enjoy this throughout the whole process. So let's do the 3 big breaths with the laughter yoga buzz. So we're going to breathe it in, and then we're going to buzz it out. And I find that I can take a shorter inhale and then a really long exhale. So we're exhaling, we're buzzing on that exhale. So one more time, and we'll do it short and then a little shorter one right after that. So inhale it in and then buzz it out. It's kind of tongue massage too. All right, one more time. We'll do a little bit shorter. Take a nice big inhale in and then buzz it out. Pet cameo. That's Layla jumping in there. She heard the buzzing. See, sometimes when you hear buzzing, they come running. So, hi Shiva. She was coming in too, but she just saw Hoop, so she's backing out of the corner slowly. I'm in my little semi-office here set up, which is falling apart on me right now. Anyway. All right. So, at the end of laughter yoga exercises, we take our hands together and nice and big, and we go very good, yay, and we do that twice. Do that with me. Very good, yay. Very good, yay. All right, so that's the end of our laughter yoga exercise, and moving right along, because I want to keep us on time, we're going to do multi-arm hooping, which I teased a little bit earlier, and now we shall do it. So if you do happen to have 2 hoops available, go grab them. Oh boy. All right, so what we're going to do is I'm going to do this facing the camera so that you can see it, and then I'll show you from the side as well. So what we're going to be doing is just start out with 1 hoop first. So you want to get 1 hoop going on the hand. So I call this the world's weirdest hand. Get it started on the hand, and you're going to be like, hi, how you doing? So you want to bring the elbow in towards. That's a different move. So if you're trying to do that, that's an isolation move. We want to be doing this, like a little hand bounce, 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 bounce. And to get it to go over, if you're brand new to hooping, we're going to have the sleeping spider grip, which is an inside grip. So your hand is inside and underneath the hoop, and a light grip, and then just wing it over. Whereas Sharna Rose, a friend of mine in the hoop community, likes to say, just give it a good chuck. Just toss it. Because she's from the UK across the pond, and she has a cute accent, and I love listening to her. Okay, so that's 1 hoop, is getting 1 hoop going, 1 hoop going, 1 hoop going. And I call this thumb the handbrake. So, at first we're going to start this on the hand, and then we're going to get this going up the arm. So now what you can do is take the 2 hands. So we have 1 hoop going, and of course you can do, both hoops going, with that too. But we're going to. This is a little buzz activity here, is we're going to get 2 hoops going on 1 arm. So what's going to happen when you're new to arm hooping is it's going to pop up beyond the thumb, even though you might try and keep that thumb out. It's going to, especially when you don't have the control maneuvers yet. With lots of practice, you will have control. So the more you practice, the more time you spend at this, you'll have more control. So just focus on it, and you'll get it, I promise you. So, but what we are going to do is we are going to bounce 1. We're going to keep 1 on the hand, and then we're going to bounce 1 up the arm. So, and there's lots of variations to do this, but I want to keep this going like so, with it kind of like a little karate chop. Like I say, I call it world's weirdest handshake method, but also think of it as a karate chop. So like karate chop, straight up and down vertically. All right. So you need to do that to keep both hoops going simultaneously, so that both hoops are going same time, same direction, which is one of the timing mechanisms. Same time, same direction, so both hoops will be mimicking each other. And then you can get it to split, so you can get that thumb in there so that we can get 1 hoop going up. Let's see here. And I'm actually, okay, I cheated on that one. You can get 1 hoop going up the arm by just sticking the thumb down. Getting that arm, there we go. and then we get that split. So if your arm, if one, what usually happens when you do multi-arm hooping is the hoop closest to your body dies. So this is what happens when you're hooping, and then this one just kind of dies because the arm just slows down ever slightly. So we want to keep this going with a nice big, and then here's a cool little trick, a little insider little hoop hack. And that is when you want to get the hoops down your arm, back down to your hand into a control position to either stop it or do a different maneuver, take the hoops and move them around, is take your arm and go in a bigger circle. So from here, I'm working it up my arm and scooting my arm in and up. So I have both of them going at the same time, but if I want to get it back down to the hand, a little circle, and then back down to my hand again. So, and you can also practice this. I highly recommend practicing this with a little hand grip too, with keeping them going together. And then a little bit more of an advanced move, and we'll work on this next week of splitting the hoops like so. That's a split, literally a split time and a split hoop move. So there's a few different things going on with that. So stay tuned for that. I'm teasing that for next week. But anyway, to get to the hoops, now I'm going to show you from a side view if I have enough space in here, almost. So what we're going to do is I'm going to get the hoops going here. Oops. So a nice big arm pump. We'll keep them going at the same time, same direction. Get the thumb in there to try and get it split. I'm going to keep smacking the door behind me. Okay. And then, so you can also do this. So like my hoop, the inner hoop just died, the pink hoop just died. So if I wanted to, I could just take this and start it up like that manually and get the arm pump going. So this is another way that you can start this. So you can start like so. So this, same time, same direction. And also you want to, if you want to keep your hoops parallel, keep your arm nice and straight. Keep this, and just keep smacking that door behind me. It's a very small space. I thought I grabbed 2 small hoops, but not even small enough. So, so I'm using 2 small light hoops. They're very thin, they're very small. These are professionally made. I made these myself. These are both polypro, so they're light. They're a more expensive material. They're not the cheap toy store hoops. These are custom made pro hoops. But in a pinch, if you needed to go get some inexpensive hoops, arm hooping would be a great thing to use them for. Now here's a caveat on that. So what I want you to know about, if you get toy store hoops, they're going to be very small and light. The good news is they're small and light. And the bad news is they're small and light. So what happens when you have small and light hoops is they move really fast. And also when they fly away really fast. So they're very small and light, so they tend to projectile farther and faster. So if you're like hooping down a hill, bad idea. So if your hoops can roll down, always hoop to a place where your hoops can go up. So, and I recommend, like, so for instance, I have a door right here. I might even go right here so that if one of them lets loose, it's going to hit and bounce back to me. So that way I spend less time running after my hoops to practice these, because your hoops are going to get let loose when you're working on multi-hoops. Okay, so that is some quick hooping hacks and tips and tricks on one-armed multi-hooping. So one-armed twin hooping in the case of this. But you can get even more hoops going if you wanted to. So, all right. I am Shay Rippinger of Hip to Hoopla, so please type in your comments, and hopefully you enjoyed this video. You got some stuff out of there, some health, the buzz, the energy, laughter yoga, a little bit of hooping, got that all in. And yeah, and go, oh, and also I'm going to be doing some online courses. I've got a really cool Go and Flow series starting up here, and then Finding Your Flow as well. So hit me up for that, because I would love to work with you personally. It is a beginning program right now, so it's going to be the best price it's ever going to be offered. So no matter where you are in the world, we can work together because it's all online. And it is personal, so I'll be working with you. So, and we'll have a group, so we'll have group energy and dynamics and stuff like that. So, alrighty. So, thank you so much for watching. Go hit up the Hip to Hoopla website The Hip to Hoopla on YouTube. Hit the thumbs up, like, subscribe if you haven't already done that. I appreciate that. Please share, and also on Facebook. I'm on Pinterest and all that kind of good stuff too. So thank you so much for watching. I will see you next week on Mondays, generally at 6:30. So when I get set up with the Tech in the Mountains. Okay, I ran a little over time limit today, but anyway, thank you so much for watching. Peace out. Rock on. See you later. Bye.